What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. Challenge, playing the 4-color deck we played a couple weeks ago. A couple small changes. You can see them in the Mox field. I also have a new hand hider, which I'm pretty excited for. Challenge is starting now. Okay, on the draw for round number 1. Let me just adjust this. A little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, opening hand is good enough to keep for sure. Yeah, pretty big upgrade, I think. The problem is I may get too absorbed in the Subway Surfer and make some mistakes. Shocked in Blood Crypt and passing. I drew this Delighted Halfling for turn. I think I'm still supposed to play it here. Despite it, you know, dying for sure. I think I'm still supposed to be playing it here. Okay, Dotty Voidwalker. Picking up Bowmaster Grixis Shot. Bowmaster's really good. Definitely seems like a fine option. When I play main counters, Living End very, very popular at the moment. I think it's good to be main deck and counter Magic. Also, Prismatic Ending kind of sucks right now. I know most of us just play 4 Prismatic Endings. But like with Living End being really popular, Tron on the uptick, Ring on the uptick. I'm just like pretty low on Prismatic Ending. Why did you choose an animation instead of static image? Well, static image is really low effort, and I thought this was like funny at least, so I thought it would be like a fun thing to do. They did fix Needle, yeah. This took me like 10 minutes to set up, as opposed to the images, which are really easy. Prismatic Ending is the only answer to Elesh. Well, we have Reprieves, we have Teferis to bounce it, and Elesh Norn is like not that common of a card. It's like people are so scared of Elesh Norn, but like I'm gotta play Prismatic Endings because I'm gonna play against like maybe one Elesh Norn the whole tournament instead of like, oh, I need my counter magics for like the creativity Living End metagame, you know. Yeah, exclamation point deck is maybe not updated. Oh no, hold on. Although I opened opening the browser, I think messes up the hand hider. No. Okay, it should. Okay, nobody make me go on a browser. Opponent with no 3-drop. I'm gonna get my Raugrin Triome. I'm gonna pass back. Enjoying the Texas heat? I'm enjoying staying inside. Spike the Hand Hider ruins the stream's accessibility. The kind of constant movement bothers a lot of viewers. I won't be able to watch today, neither will a lot of others if you keep it up. Is that true? Could we maybe do a poll if this is really distracting and bothering? I'm definitely, open to the feedback. But I thought this was really funny. It is. It's a bit much. Okay, give me a second. I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off. I am listening to feedback. This give me find a good stopping point. Good for 5 minutes. Okay, you're probably right. Okay, we can never lose this game ever, so I guess this is fine to take off. It's also, I guess, kind of awkward with the whole like me not being able to use browsers. Yeah, I'm hearing the feedback. We find let's do this one. I figured out how to access all the old images finally. Although I forgot that this one was like scaled, kind of weird. It's I messed with it a little bit. On the 15, did find a land, could never lose. Awesome. Level 2 now. I just put it underneath. Yeah, the Lucy Cam as hand would be good because she's really still, but she's I tried to get her to come hang out, but she didn't want to hang out. Yeah, they can't fatal push or anything. Okay, your turn. Surprised we went down to 3 Omnaths. Yeah, the thing is, it's like with the ring, like I think 7 4-drops is it's mostly about that. It's about the number of 4-drops you want. Ring is way better than Omnath. Multiple rings are better than multiple Omnaths. You really only need 1 Omnath. Although I guess Omnaths for pitch card count. Oh fuck, I forgot about the pitch card count. Yeah, no, we're probably supposed to still be playing. I wasn't sure if I wanted to play the 4th Reprieve or the 4th Omnath. This is what we're playing today, I guess. It's okay for Solitude, but for Force, like I wanted that 15th blue card post board. Always found Titania to be overkill with more. How's it been? It's not mandatory. I think like what's nice is with 2 Nissas you can dig for it. And I do think like you legitimately have some issues closing. Oh no! Ah. Okay, the good news is I'm like, you know, this is a game that I can't really lose. But the bad news is I should have fetched before the Voidwalker came down. Oh, I thought it would still trigger. That being said, I do have a Solitude. I have another spell. Not a Blood Moon because I got a Mountain. Spyro. Yeah, it's so funny every week, and then I feel like a lot of people are trolling, but everyone's like, wait, you're not playing Belcher? Every time I use this hand hider. So funny. Do white, I think. Definitely get my island. Yeah, I'm just keeping the hand hider up for the challenge, because I really want to get good data, and I'm thinking that no hand hider is not good data at the moment. Rerolled another Nissa. I will pick up a land here. Play another ring. I have another Omnath in my hand. If you're listening, don't hear that. So I'm okay attacking here. You have to kill the Dothy? Yeah, I can't kill the Dothy. I know I have 7 cards in my hand. Is the deck command intentionally not what you're playing? No, I messed up. I don't mind showing the list, like that's fine. Just like the exact hands. Like it's kind of inevitable, like during the challenges, that we get ghosted like at least once. And it's just like not very good data for the PT's testing, I think. They're for sure playing a ring this turn. Well, I do have a plan for that. Oh. I was gonna be able to reprieve anything they Voidwalkered. And they are not doing anything. Okay, weird. Oh, probably should have tapped that in the turn, huh? Yeah, again, I don't need to be scared of the Voidwalker. See if they... I'm kind of expecting them to cast Solitude here. Which they are not, by the looks of it. Yeah, I know the whole layout's kind of messed up. Layout's kind of messed up because I was doing the Subway Surfer stuff. Didn't really work out. Can't see the right side of the board. I think it's just because this just popped out. Okay, although... There we go. It's just a ring. Okay, I will take that back. Why no Fury? Good 22 lands be too low? I think with 4 halflings, 4 Wrenn, 22 lands is fine. And we don't have enough red cards for Fury, I think. Up a game against Scam. I'm also like really I think Yawgmoth is kind of a weakness of not having the pendings. It's like really the main matchup that I'm scared of. That and Hammer, but we have like a lot of sideboard cards for Hammer too. So I'm playing more cages or sub number of cages when I wouldn't really otherwise. I was thinking about the Scam sideboard plan today. I'm thinking I'm not sideboarding very heavily. I think that I will be wanting to cut the Elesh Norn against the Terminate deck, and then I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring in Force of Negation #1 on the draw, or it's like either Force #1 or Endurance #1. I think that because I am kind of too low on blue cards, it just should be Endurance. Could maybe play second Boseiju also. Okay, well, just like my Belcher Hand Hider, this hand has no lands. GG David with the 22 months. Thank you, welcome back. I'm gonna keep my 6. No Vigor for Blood Moon. I mean, you can try to fetch around Blood Moon is kind of my thinking. What's it, a mold of 5? Kegs with the 4 months, thank you. Fury Pitch Fable on the halfling. They did fix Needle, yeah. That being said, I'm not going to be needling One Ring very often. Punsy, 20 months, thank you. Been playing Dark Souls at all? I haven't, so sorry, I saw someone redeemed a Dark Souls named character. If a mod could refund those channel points and let me know when you refund it, that would be great. They have 1 card in their hand. Let's hope it's not Blood Moon and they draw land next turn. Because I do have to shock here. We're getting Breeding Pool. I have Solitude. I'm just waiting on it a little bit. Their last card is a spell, and it's not Blood Moon. Thank Clothis. Okay, play another halfling. Take up my Wrenn. That's back. I pitched a Leyline Binding. I only have 2 cards left in my hand now. Top decking halfling is pretty bad, but you know the theory is like the ring, just like once you draw one of those, you're not too worried about top decking halflings. It's nice also that I guess we can't hardcast Solitude if they Blood Moon me. Grief, maybe? That makes sense. A Turok. So I discard Flooded Strand and another copy of Wrenn and Six. My hand is empty. Turok, very good draw for them. I draw a fun Raveler. Just draw a card here. Into Nissa, fetch lands. There's nothing I can cast this turn, so my colors don't matter too much. I want to get another white source so I can cast Solitude. So we just get a Temple Garden. Temple Garden or Fountain should be the same there. Reveal Omnath to Nissa, which is nice to let me tank some hits from Turok, although I will block the Turok with Nissa if my opponent doesn't discard my Omnath. Not Indatha there. No, I want to leave Indatha in the deck to like cycle with Wrenn and Six. I think at this point like 2 mana binding versus 1 mana binding is just like less relevant than being able to cycle. Yeah, we're just hand hiding. My opponent's not acting sus. We're just hand hiding for the challenge. Trying to get good data for the team, you know. Terminates the Nissa. Attacks the Wrenn down to 1. Yeah. Well, my last card is Omnath, which y'all know about, or my opponent knows about from the Nissa. Wrenn and Six down to 1. Which you're a pretty good one. Could have tapped a little differently. Good chance I'm just gonna be chumping with the halfling this turn. Dingo on the same list? I'm sure I don't know exactly what Dingo's list is. It's probably a little different, but the 4-color Omnath decks are pretty known quantity, and Dingo's been working on like the 4-color Nissa deck for a while. I am curious how different Dingo's deck is. Yeah, it's just I know I've been like people are asking because I'm like wishy-washy on the hand hiders on Saturdays, but I just need to be strict about it for the PT testing. No removal for Turok. Nope. Okay, reprieve this. I don't know that you need it. Turok is like, you know, we have green creatures to block. I guess not that many. We have the One Ring, life gain. Got stuff. Omnath life gain. Halfling chimp blockers. So the Magus. I think I'll let it resolve if they cast it. Because I don't have a counterspell. Yeah, 3 Wrenn and 6 in 1 turn. Easy. Just gonna bounce the token. We ping him also. So they have Magus mystery card. We'll see if they even like if they keep the Magus or not. They probably discard it. They discard Magus and keep the other card in their hand. One of the 2 cards they keep is a Indatha Voidwalker. I'm not using any of the cards in my hand yet. Okay, they should just die to the Omnath now. Okay. Want to know. Pretty easy breezy. Keep this. The turn 1 win with protection. Well, let's play our Sacred Foundry instead. Magic art from 30 years ago was awful. That is not true. Magic art has always just been so sick. I could not disagree more that magic art has always been awful. Like old school magic art is like crazy good. Is it? Yeah, I think so at least. Maybe I just have like also like Magic player brain, but I really like old school Magic art. Like it's like more dark fantasy, like more creepy horror stuff a lot of the time, but I like it. Is the core temper deck you played not too long ago felt okay or no? I mean, it's okay, but it's just like poorly positioned. Like people are now playing like lots of needles, lots of artifact hate, lots like Karn the Great Creator is a card again. You even see like an occasional collector oof and Stony Silence. It's kind of a bad time. Cast Ragavan this time. I feel like playing around Blood Moon this game. No matter what I do, I can't get this Leyline Binding. I can't get it through a Spell Pierce this turn. So let's run this into a counterspell. Bolt, Twitch Prime, thank you. I have the basic forest in my hand. 4/4 Murktide. Wouldn't it be a shame if I had protection from everything, opponent? Although I guess my Wrenn is dying to the Murktide. I wouldn't hit my land drop though, I think. I also found Solitude, white card. Probably better to like maybe double trigger. I don't think the Wrenn is really doing anything. Oh, my opponent attacks me instead of the Wrenn and Six. That's fine. Down to 13. I can't see my hand, but it is pretty good. A quick peek. I'm gonna pay. Could maybe be good to bounce the moon. I think I'm okay just bouncing the tide because I've got all these Teferis to bounce the moon later. Also, they can't even replay it. Yeah, I need to do a hand hider for the challenge just to like protect the data, protect the integrity. Take it seriously, which is, you know, boring, I know. Yeah, this is just a hand hider, y'all. I'm cutting the 5-drops. Replay second Boseiju, 4th Spell Pierce. This is not Belcher, this is a hand hider. The cards that you see here, this is a hand hider to conceal information so that I can get the best Pro Tour testing possible while still providing y'all content. No endurance? I should have brought an endurance. Probably should go down on reprieves for endurances. That's what I think we did last time. Let's do nothing for now. The guy from F&M, thank you for the 16 months. Resolves. Feels pretty good to get a counterspell on a Delighted Halfling there. Just play one spell a turn, it'll never connive a Shredder. Three cards in my opponent's hand. Already used 2 counterspells. Shocks in the Steam Vents. Taps out for a Blood Moon. Only have a basic Plains this time, but thankfully Plains is what you need to dig for a binding eventually. So have a 1 ring. Which is colorless, isn't that nice? Opponent also no blue mana. Funny enough. Guess I probably should have done this already, but I'm gonna go ahead and Solitude the Shredder, just keep my life total as high as I can. Down to 14. Play my land and pass. Oh, I guess I should have left my Heath up. I want to do this before they get any access to blue mana, and they found it's a Teferi, so they couldn't have cast if I had, you know, not waited my binding. So this was kind of a disaster. There's not even like any like 1 mana blue, like 1 blue counter spells that they could have for the binding. Consider it to the graveyard, which is like gotta be definitely wrong. I would think. Why not wait till instep? Well, I didn't wait till instep because my opponent was going to get a blue mana, and I was worried about them countering the binding. But again, there's not really anything they can have unless they go Island Counterspell, and I should have waited till instep. Negative Dispute. Like that was at least like that's like at least why I did it. You know what I mean? Okay, let's draw 3. I think I'm just playing another ring actually. Yeah, that's a Teferi off Raugrin, also a big disaster, of course. Just hold the Ragavan. The 8s. I have 10 cards in my hand. I guess I really don't want them to counter my next ring, so acknowledging that this is worse into another Blood Moon, I think I'm supposed to go ring into Binding. Pass. Today's ring was the ring mistake, if so a smaller big one. It was a big mistake. Big mistake. We're still attacking. And not playing the Ragavan. And no other Blood Moon is obviously a big deal for me here. I'm going to lose 1 down to 7. Kind of need to be worried about double bolts. Let's start off with a Teferi. That's counterspell number 3 for my opponent. Here's hoping they don't have counterspell number 4. That would be kind of bad. I guess I just have to change the hand hider. I am so shocked by the amount of people who are confused by this today. Counterspell number 4. Maybe I'm dead. Okay, let's go to game 3. I fucked it up pretty bad, game 2. Yeah, I'm taking. I just can't deal with the amount of Spike. What is happening with your hand? Why are we casting the Belcher? Like, I know half of y'all are trolling, half of y'all I've never seen a hand hider before, but I'm just gonna put a dog here, which a dog is clearly not a real magic hand. This is a dog who is stretched. Yeah, I know it's fine. I know it's fine. This is just, I think, in everybody's best interest. Thank you, Unexisted, for the 29 months. Yeah, I know some people are trolling, but also some people aren't. But even the trolling, it's getting too much. It's getting to be a bit too much. Matchup to Mulligan in. I'm going to keep this hand, not that y'all can see it. I'm kind of weak to a certain someone showing up on turn 1. He's not showing up. Oh, I forgot to bring the endurances in. I'm sorry, I was too busy changing my stupid hand hider to bring the endurances in. Reprieve again. They didn't spell Pierce last turn. They could definitely be sandbagging it if they have it. Oh, they're going to discard. Okay, Reprieve ended up being way better than Endurance this game, too. Fancy with a tier 1, thank you. They don't have Delirium. Oh, they do have Delirium. I'm still plussing. I'm just too weak to a Blood Moon if I minus. Looks like an iteration. Okay. Exiling a Dragon Rage's Channeler. They don't find land number 4. Or if they do, they're not playing it before I Solitude their Channeler. That was a white fetch land. Okay, we win. GG. Nice play. Oh, they could have Force, I guess. Okay, they don't have Force. Nice playing with you. I resolved a ring. I guess we resolved a couple rings last game and lost, though. Why did you choose a hand or something like delay? Streaming with a delay is I would prefer not to stream than stream with a delay. It is just awful. It's not you're just like it's like recording like a 8-hour-long YouTube video with no breaks, no cuts. Got another one. Delay the hand hider. That's a move. I have a lot, obviously, if I'm cycling the Indatha Triome. That's okay, because I have the ring to draw me 3 cards next turn. I'm at a pretty healthy life total. Healthy 26. Do you record locally without the hand hider for YouTube? No, I probably should be doing so. I'm a little bit worried about my processor handling it. That being said, we are 2-0 despite punting hand. Not that y'all can see it. Another Blackleaf Cliffs enters the chat in a Thoughtseize this time, so y'all can see what I kept on the draw on the blind. But we're playing counter package over things like Halfling Fury Ending. I am playing Halfling. It's mostly over Ending, right? It's that it's like one is like the 4-color deck is really good against creature decks, even if you are like cutting your Furies, your Pendings, whatever. You're still like good against the creature decks. Living End and Creativity and Karn decks are all like popular enough that I am wanting to like prioritize being able to. Probably a relevant card to show. I'm prioritizing like being able to interact on the stack. I specifically think like the spell pierces, like at least 2 spell pierce, are just going to be always very good. Reprieve drawn. You see chat? Well, it's just that I have like the chat as like I have a Lucicam and not Lucicam, and this one just has this. I guess it's not that hard to switch it back, but I guess I could just delete this. Lucy doesn't want to hang out. And like Prismatic Ending specifically is a card that I'm not that happy to register it at the moment, I think. Can't get a basic. There's been a few 70, 80 card versions getting trophies. Yeah, just come on. like the 70, 80 card players, they just like knew how to build the deck with Yorion and have had a hard time adjusting. I really think it's time to move on from Yorion. Okay, so they're gonna be able to take the Spell Pierce that I drew. I'm gonna go ahead and still Binding in response. This is my hand that they're seeing. Got all my basics, which is really nice against the Bloodroom deck. They still have that Seasoned Pyromancer, which is a little bit less nice, but I also have a lot of good top decks here. I also have some bad ones with like a Halfling in the deck. 23 months, thank you. If I was locked in for Hammer on the PT, would I play the Solitude list or Spell Pierces? I probably would not play the Solitudes, because I don't think there's going to be like a lot of opposing Hammer decks. Which I assume like that's honestly like the main thing that's the main spot you want the Solitudes, is like the mirror. Likely pretty top deck war favored. Discards Undying Malice and Terminate. I'm surprised they discard Terminate. I think they maybe have another one. 13. Running out of top deck stuff window. Discards Lightning Bolt, Polluted Delta, 3 cards in their hand. 3 dead draws in a row. 3-4. I was like pretending that I had nothing and not really Solitude him here, but I do have nothing. That being said, I could draw an Omnath, I could draw a ring on Nissa into Omnath. Nissa into Solitude. I don't think Solitude maybe doesn't do it. I think I survive if they have nothing. They discard another Terminate also. I don't know, I just drew all lands in a Spell Pierce. Okay. Playing the Norn. I think I'm leaving Titania and I cut it against the Murktide opponent. Playing second Boseiju. Then I think I'm down a Pierce, up a Endurance. Click Submit. Well, I mean, still a little bit of a concern, but you can play around it. What do you have, Cage in my sideboard? Yogg and Scam. It's for the Yawgmoth matchup. I think without the Prismatic Endings, I'm like a little bit soft to it. It also can come in against any Breach deck, Reanimator, Dredge. But it's mostly for Yogg. I don't think you want it against Scam. But you can play one against Scam. It's 1 mana. Your Scam cards don't work, and if you have a Kroxa, you can't Kroxa. It'd be fine. I don't think I'm bringing it in, though. Cage does not stop creativity. You would see it in a lot more sideboards if it did. Like, you know, to some extent, like, Yawgmoth is so good because people just, like, don't sideboard cards for it, and... Like, I think with that, again, without the pendings, I'm a little bit weaker to it, so I'm respecting it a little bit more in my sideboard. Yeah, Reprieve has been good, especially with Living End being so popular. The new one-drop graveyard hit good. I mean, it's not as good as Cage. Good Corpse Appraiser would be good in this deck. Sounds like a black card in our non-black deck. Maybe I'm misremembering what that card is. We're not splashing it for it. Have I been surprised by the amount of play these new cards have seen so far? No, I haven't been. I don't know. Like, people always, like, they always shit talk new sets. Every single set that's ever come out, including Modern Horizons 1 and 2, there's been a big player group who have said that the new cards are not good, not impactful, not playable, EDH Masters, EDH Horizons, blah, 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 blah. Just tune that nonsense out. Did my opponent not sideboard? The timer ran out. I guess they're just not sideboarding. Or we're not sideboarding because there's a lag. But people say that shit every single time. Just tune it out. It's just noise. I have an Unkeepable Hand, Unkeepable 6, Keepable 5. Really, really good 5. I think a little bit with this one, though. Opponent's also on a mold of 5. Who says this is already? Yeah, we... Mold of 4 for my opponent, wow. Yeah, we played a couple weeks ago. It was really good. Like, again, like, just with Living End being so popular, I think 4 Reprives makes a lot of sense. Is my current thinking. I fetched wrong, actually. Or played the wrong fetch land. This should be fine. But I think I was supposed to go Heath first so I could get Indatha into Steam Vents. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just gonna get a basic forest now to try to consider Blood Moon. One of us had Wrenn and Six in this low mulligan game. The other one is not playing Wrenn and Six. Okay, punished for plussing my Wrenn first. Not super experienced at playing against Bowmasters yet. We'll know to not plus the Wrenn and Six first next time. Seasoned Pyromancer discarding two Polluted Deltas. Both coming in at Teferi is pretty, or Wrenn and Six is pretty interesting to me. Guess it's fine. Ping the Bowmasters, bounce the army token, play a Delighted Halfling, play a Misty so I can get my island and not be got by Blood Moon. Not that it looks like they're Blood Mooning anytime soon. Terminating the Halfling. I'm just going to cycle my Reprieve here. I don't know that I'm chumping with the Halfling to keep my Planeswalkers alive. Really feeling the no fear in this match. I mean, I'm feeling the not, like, drawing and resolving a 5-drop. Yeah, I'm just going to let the Wrenn and Six die. I even think Teferi's maybe more valuable this board. Yeah, we're 2-0 in the challenge. This is down a game in match 3. Unless you're talking about my opponent not furying, I don't know. I drew a Solitude, as I'm sure some of y'all have guessed by me. It's not shocking in the Steam Vents. Bowmaster, ping Teferi, I guess. They have down to 1 card in their hand. Pass back. Yeah, just pass back. Another Solitude. Get rid of the Grieve. Then we can start attacking with the whole board, honestly, starting next turn. And then, like, just pick up a Solitude with the Teferi if we don't draw anything better to do. Could be very like, and you know, these kind of games are crazy because I just like top deck better than my opponent does. So drew a ring. So I guess drawing a ring, I'll just do this. Did you get to, you know, ping something? Double block. When we're talking about all the Deathrite Shaman unbanned dialogue is so funny to me in games like this, especially where a huge part of like what's going on is that we just have a 1/2 mana dork. Shaman is like so much better than that too, but like obviously Halfling can make some stuff encounterable. But this is mostly just the fact that we have a we have a 1/2 mana dork. I'm gonna give 3. You feel like some things should change on the draw. Third spell Pierce kind of seems nice. The Endurance. Main board Reprieve for Halflings and Pierce for Living End. I mean, that's a super reductive way to look at it, I think. But that's part of it, sure. Reprieve getting around Halfling, getting around Uncounterable is really nice. It's also like the mana is like kind of awkward if you wanted to play Counterspell instead anyways, so like that's also a big part of it. We have a keep on 7, and so does my opponent. After us both taking... I took 2 mulligans last game, my opponent took 3. Am I supposed to Solitude here? They'll take Solitude, then they'll take Teferi. If I pitch Solitude, they'll take the Wrenn and Six, I assume, and I get to go Forest Halfling. The difference is I have a Wrenn and Six, but they have a 4/3 Grief, and they have another Undying card in their hand. They pitch Voidwalker. I think I'm supposed to. They take no matter what. They take the Solitude first, no matter what, and then maybe they take the Wrenn. I think especially with like having 4 rings in the deck and spots like this, like just putting myself in a position where my top decks are going to be good is, and like my life total is going to be high is a bit more relevant than it was in the past too. I think he only just helped this person. I mean, I think the decision point was close. I'm currently feeling pretty good about it. The fact that my opponent hasn't put any more pressure on me. But I agree, it could have been the wrong play, but I think talking about it all out loud, it ended up working out really well for whatever it's worth. Uh-oh. Can reprieve it. Hopefully find a ring to protect from it. The card's really good against me. Oh, bro with the 23, thank you. I was attacking because I had the reprieve. And I have 2 cards left in my hand that are Turokable, but Titania here is, I think, worth a little bit more than 2 cards. Also lets me get my island. Maybe they play a Fury instead this turn. They don't. My last 2 cards are Solitude, Reprieve, so I'm going to go ahead and evoke here so that the Turok just stays a 2/1, which is like, you know, better than discarding them here. Also nice that like fetch lands are good draws and spells are good draws. My opponent should have an Undying card as one of their last 3 cards also. I have no cards in my hand. Good to attack with the Halfling too. My draw was another Halfling. Not as bad as like a non-fetch land, but one of the worst draws. Still feeling pretty good. Their hand should be Undying effect 3 other cards. The Halfling just trade for Ragavan. I imagine they Undy the Ragavan. Who cares? Could be good to cut some Halflings in this matchup, but I don't know. We're just kind of low on 1 mana plays if we do. So they also Undy this, then they take 5 down to 5. Makes sense for them to have another Undying card here. But we've got 2 lethal attackers. I'm holding the card in my hand for now. It's definitely a very good, impactful card and not a breeding pool. I'll probably chump block Raveler with Halfling if they attack with it. Although there's not really that many good cards they could hit off of it. Like, they could hit Binding. And that's, like, kind of it. Like, the One Ring isn't that good for them at 4 life. Maybe it's still good enough. They could hit Wrenn and Six, which wouldn't really do anything. They could hit Nissa, which could be good. Yeah, Nissa would be kind of scary. Okay, they're not attacking with it. Okay, so let's just attack with our Elemental. I did draw a fetch land this turn. One Ring is pretty good. I mean, they're at 4 life. I don't know that, like, with no life gain in the deck, it would be fine, probably. And I think I should block if given the option. I feel like they have a Bowmasters, maybe a Bolt. Don't think it really matters what land we get as long as it's not a Triome. I drew another land. They have 3 cards. They're at 3 life. Punished for attacking with the Halfling. Maybe Raugrin will be kind and clear a land for me. Yes, thank you, Raugrin. Very cool. 2 cards left over there. They're probably not very good, whatever they are. Explain the cages. Yeah, I'm doing something no other player ever does. Sideboard cards for Yawgmoth. Spell. Discard. Thoughtseize. That makes some sense. I think we drew a ring this whole match. Oh, we had an opening hand game 1 that got Thoughtseize. Cast Raugrin, no dash. 2 cards in hand. Zeppelin Switch Prime. Oh, there it is. GG. Thanks for playing. I drew another one? I'm gonna hold it for now. Just like draw 2 and then play another one next turn maybe if I don't draw anything else. You literally drew a ring last game to win. Did I? That's not how I remember it, but I do believe that you're right and I'm misremembering. At least I remember being like really ahead that last game. Still haven't drawn anything besides the extra ring. Hopefully you find 2 Wrenn and Sixes, huh? Discards another Grief and another Thoughtseize. Be a hard game to lose. Yeah, my hand is currently like pretty bad though, for whatever that's worth. But I get to draw 3 fresh cards here, lose a whole life point, and like I should have like mostly good cards left because I've been drawing so many bricks, right? Drew another land. Okay, now I drew Omnath Nissa. Now I drew the Omnath Nissa. I also have double Spell Pierce. Which are like, I didn't think were going to be necessarily very good, but they are very good. And then I drew 1 Wrenn and Six. Keep up the other Spell Pierce, I guess. Should make a huge difference what color we make. Find a Solitude. We'll play a Solitude on the Grief. Wrenn and Six, ping them. Or so I guess we'll ping a Raugrin now that they're up to 5. Here's up. Just kill one fetch land next turn. I mean, with the ring going, we kind of can't lose, so I think it's a bit better to do this. But they have an Undying card there. Kind of surprised they didn't use it. Quite the turn. A normal and balanced modern card. We good to now just like set up for Omnath kill over the course of 2 turns. We do miss out on the Nissa Elemental if we just play fetch land and don't use it. Cycle. Being Omnath once, but I'm only drawing. Oh, I'm drawing 3 and then it's gonna die. But then I get to probably find another one off the Nissa and then ping the Bowmaster here. So let's go, yeah, ping Bowmaster. Then let's go. I have a few different ways I could answer this. I'll just use the binding. Do you only have one fetchable left in the deck? I thought it was I thought it was the other Triome. I cycled the other Triome. Found another Nissa. It's a bit awkward because now I'm gonna have a hard time digging for the other Omnath. Should be fine. Okay, drew another Omnath. I do have another Nissa in the hand too, so I think I'm just attacking with both Solitude and Nissa here. 18 cards left in my deck. Up to 14. My opponent goes down to 2. I have another Wrenn and Six in my hand, so although they can probably kill this one, we should be fine. We should be fine. Lose 3 whole life. Ping. No endurance in the deck right now. I went in for game 2. I don't think shuffling your library back in is that important. Okay, we're 3-0, beating Scam twice and Murktide once. I can keep this, I think. Up against a breeding pool and an opposing Delighted Halfling. Nice uncounterable Teferi. We'll just reprieve that back. Do I still have the second Elesh Norn in the sideboard? I think I cut it. Yeah, I got the second Elesh Norn. It's kind of a bummer. They don't have a third land. They do have a third land, but they don't have a white source. But now they get their white source back with the halfling. They go halfling, Solitude, their halfling. Do not like having a Solitude here, but I do. But they play Omnath instead of the Teferi, which is bad. They haven't had a fetch land yet, for whatever that's worth. Guess I'm playing my own Teferi, and I think I'm bouncing their Omnath, despite it being a bit awkward to give them the extra card. I haven't had a fetch land yet. They still don't have one. Weird game. Weird game indeed. I have a lot of good draws here, and I've not found one of them yet. Come on. Fetch land. Solitude in response. Pitching the Teferi. Still no fetch line is good. They attack. Are we already good against Shog with Solitude and Binding? I'm not good enough without like the 1-mana removal spells, I think. Disgusting. Opponent can have Binding here, so I don't want to tap the ring yet. I'll tap it end of turn though. They did pitch the Teferi we know about. They've got 3 unknowns in hand. Two cards. Now I get to go Nissa. Can't spell pierce this because they have the Teferi in play, unfortunately. So I think my only line is binding their binding. Draw a white card. Didn't draw the white card. Now I'm super... Yeah, let's concede. Likely go to 1, but I'm not winning this game. Sideboarding is going to be kind of tough. Reprieves are really good. The spell pierces, like, I think are really important also. They get dead pretty fast. Halflings are also kind of awkward against Fury. I think I'm just running it back. I don't think I'm bringing in Force. I had a second Elesh Norn for this matchup. I ended up cutting it. Maybe it was wrong to cut it. Did you randomly do a stream on how to be efficient with clicks and stops and moto? Yeah, just like play the game, play Magic Online non-stop for 10 years, and then you'll be fast. For 12, yeah, we're going to 1. With the, counting the Wrenn and Six ping, we're going to 1. But we are not going to win the game. Okay, you know, more Boseiju for binding. Could play a second Boseiju. It's fine not to. You also have your own bindings for their bindings. Teferi for bindings. Yeah, the ring damage gets you too. Zero Fear is interesting. I don't think it's that interesting. We're not playing Eldarmy's Call, and we're not playing that many red cards. Probably be fine to get basic forest. I think I'm gonna get Temple Garden. Cast in the Fire for sideboard card for rings and heavier creature matchups. Cast in the Fire is not good against rings. I would rather counter the ring, and I also already have binding. You know what I mean? Like I don't know exactly who told you that Cast in the Fire is a really good answer to the rings, but it seems like a lot of people are under this impression. It's just not the case. Not a good way to fight the rings. Yeah, Hayward might too. Like these like even binding. Like binding's better because it's instant speed, and so is the other one, Cast in the Fire. But you know, it's at least 1 mana instead of 2 mana. Wow, no fetch land. They're just holding up Spell Pierce, or so they're getting a wipe. They're gonna binding, pending, sure, pending red. I'm gonna save the fetch land to Omnath trigger next turn, maybe. Don't need the mana and don't need the life. We already get the life. Well, no 5th land for them. You just have to pass back. They go down to 4. They really need an Omnath, but they don't currently have white mana, so they can't gain life off Omnath this turn. I drew Spell Pierce for turn. Yeah, Omnath doesn't damage the ring. They have protected from everything. Okay, on the draw, I think maybe some dynamics change. Like, I kind of feel like maybe halflings are... Maybe they could be better, they could also be worse on the draw. I could actually see both. Could see myself wanting the 4th Spell Pierce also. Yeah, maybe just 4th Pierce over... I mean, Reprieve also is also pretty good. Let's just trim a halfling. Like, if I have both in my opening hand, it's like a little awkward because I'm wanting to pierce the Wrenn. Although maybe pierce a bit awkward because of halflings. Get turn 2 to Teferi. Broken. Five cards in their hand. Watching all basics this game. They're ringing. Do I bounce the ring or do I bounce the halfling? I think with my hand I'm bouncing the halfling. Not a bad turn. Still, like, pretty behind. They have nothing else they can do? I'm gonna Binding my Teferi. Okay. So now I'll Binding... They're Binding. And then I can... I'm pretty low on resources, so I just get to, like, spend 1 mana, draw 1 card. As many times as I want here, which I think is at least 1 more with my exact hand. Do I do it 1 more time? I think... No. They need those cards pretty badly. Have another ring, okay. So another Teferi would be nice to bounce my Binding and Legend roll their rings. I would also love to draw my own ring. And so I don't think Dispute is very likely, but I just get so wrecked by it. I'm gonna tap my halfling, I think. Maybe I can't play around it. Maybe I need to attack their Teferi. Snap Solitude. That makes sense with them having the ring here. I'll play halfling, fetch land, pass. Hard game to win. Draw Elesh Norn still. They plus the Teferi. We could draw out of this. It's gonna be very tough. They got 7 in the hand. No Omnath though. I did draw a ring finally. It's a bit bad because they get just kind of Binding it, but I have to draw a card. I drew a pretty good card. It's not quite Elesh Norn, but it is quite Titania. It's tough. Surprised they're fetching. They're down to 10. To 10 cards in hand. Bios where you went into Boseiju. Yeah, that could have been good. Find an Omnath. They have played their land already this turn, right? So I don't think they can gain any life from it, which is pretty relevant. Obviously, we're really hoping that our ring resolves, but they have 9 cards, so it's just like, how can they not have removal? Yeah, sorry, I meant to adjust the phases. Or just for the phases. Don't really see any way we can win. Definitely not with my hand of 2 lands and 2 spell pierces. Tough stuff. Yeah, the spell pierces seem maybe important because of, like, you know, Wrenn and Six Teferi ring on curve, but then like the halfling just totally wrecked me that game. Worst matchup, the mirror. Oh, on the draw, hand hider up. My opponent's playing 67 cards. So they're probably Escape Shift or 5-color Omnath, I guess. Niv? 82 cards total. Oh, no rings. Okay. We're favored. If this is still the list. Beard, 36 months, thank you. Opponent keeps 7. They're on the play. Is there Vista in this mana base? Oh, yeah. Oh, the sprawls are pretty good, to be honest. How's MTG bot fair? I mean, it's just Google's their username for you. Anybody, literally anybody can just do this. Google your opponent's username. Pretty good. I play a tap land, your turn. They have those main deck Shadow of Doubts, so gotta play around those. No play turn 3 at least. I don't currently have Shadow of Doubt up. I also don't have a play, but I'm gonna play around the Shadow of Doubt. Can they Niv me next turn? They need a black source. They have a basic swamp. They have a basic swamp. Okay, they are bringing to light. Is it going to be Niv or is it going to be Valky? It's going to be Niv. I haven't seen this on the stack in so long. They put Teferi, Time Raveler, and Kaya's Guile into their hand. Seems beatable. Sure wish I had a Reprieve there. Would have been nice. Thankfully I have a ring. Can Solitude the Niv. I guess we didn't need to do this now. Because we do have pro everything, huh? It's kind of bad if they play the second one. Thankfully they put that Elesh Norn to the bottom. They have a Kaya's Guile, they have a Teferi, Time Raveler. They spin. Oh yes! Look at this, chat! This is exactly what we were talking about for way too fucking long. Alright, so they have... This Wrenn and Six emblem is going to be, like, really tough to beat, though. But aren't we happy, like, this was their play instead of, like, literally anything else? Fetch land? Nope. Yeah, I think they maybe should have gone for Valky instead. Are we happy they don't get to draw 2 extra cards this turn? Not particularly. Come on, y'all. You have to understand that, like, them Prismatic Ending is so much better than them playing any threat there. This was a good exchange for us, too, the overall. I also have another ring in my hand, too. Probably fine to concede against the Remblem, though. See, actually, I could draw a fetch land. I have Ring and Omnath in my hand. I mean, I think we're behind enough that I'm gonna go for the draw a fetch land. Didn't draw a fetch, we'll go to game 3 or game 2. I'm not gonna play the clock. I can't be bothered. They're playing quickly too. Yeah, they're not playing halfling, so the spell pierce gets a lot better. The forces are also looking pretty good too. Helix. Play the clock as a challenge. Shut up. I'm gonna play how I want to play. Maybe going down on solitudes for sure. Yeah, playing the clock is not good PT testing. I'm super dead this game. They're playing quickly. Just let me play. Let me cook. They're not playing bindings, so I don't think I'm bringing an extra Boseiju. Yeah, Tybalt is honestly a good answer to Ring. I think I'm just maybe on... I want I mean, they have Omnath, they have Niv. I want the Reprieves, I want the Teferis. I'm cutting Nissas? Cutting Nissas make any sense? They're just like... It's kind of weak against their Helixes. They should play... I don't know if this makes sense. I got the Halflings. Halfling seems pretty fine. I guess if I get the Halflings, do something like this. Okay, pretty good hand. Better than my last one. What Boseiju? I mean, I'm looking at this list, and they don't have Leyline Binding, despite being a 5-color deck. I feel like it makes sense to just not have the extra Boseiju. Like, they don't have targets for it. No fetch land from them. It's not the same, Phil, because we're up a card if you have the ring. But it's also like the conversation is not just pending in general. The conversation is Reprieve versus pending. Reprieve is so much better at these matchups, which is why I'm getting so frustrated. Is that it just seems like I'm talking in circles, which I am. But Reprieve is so good in these matchups, and it's much better than Prismatic Ending, which is the point I just keep trying to make. It just doesn't feel like. I don't know why that hasn't been conveyed, or like what I'm doing wrong that's stopping like this point from getting across, or like why chat is so fixated on it. think I'm talking about a different thing to Reprieve. Well, stop talking about that. Yeah, it's not the most helpful, but like what are you talking about? I don't know. Like, because like the only way to add the it's not you. I'm sorry, I'm so fucking stun locked today. I'm sorry. Let's just move on. It's better to hold the fetch land. I don't have anything to do with the mana, weirdly enough. But I wanted to get my land back. But I didn't need to get my land back because of the Wrenn. No, we don't need to do emote only. It's fine. I have a second Omnath, so I can let that go. Oh. Not that I could do anything about it. Okay, now I have something to do with my mana. Which is... play a Teferi. Thank you, Tay, with 12 months. Thank you for coming in and subscribing because of the whole break thing. Appreciate y'all, you two people hearing that. I'm not going to Force of Negation this. I do have... It's just so bad if I use the Force here and they have another removal spell and then I can't answer Niv Miz or anything. I'm just so ahead. And I also have an extra Wrenn in my hand. Conqueror, thank you for the 5 months. Right, put it down to 11... Pretty sure I'm gonna just bounce my Omnath and replay it with the floating mana. Like a teensy tiny bit flooded. I think I have one too many Solitudes. Yeah, let's do 2 Solitude, 2 Halfling. We can also like Nissa dig for Solitude, potentially. 1 ring, Atraxa Shell, maybe Dramatic Entrance. Yeah, maybe. Lanes on Shielder too. Probably too many colors at that point. We're gonna keep our hand. Yeah, but it has a Athena. Is Nissa better than Omnath? I mean, they work really well together. They're very similar cards. I'd say Omnath is probably a bit better, but it's also like... It's a bit better because like the life gain is so important for the ring, and it pitches to, well, so many cards, and... It's like weirdly close. Wow, our Halfling survived. They have Vindicate in their deck, but with my exact hand, I'm actually like I really want them to Vindicate the Teferi over a land. Well, Shadow Spear activation is too cute away to... I mean, it's good. Like if you're playing Shadow Spear, like this is a nice upside. Like so, like, but it's not like it's just like kind of something that happens rather than it being a big important part of any deck's game plan. Onga Gabolian, thank you for converting private to tier 1. Tier 1's definitely more valuable now with like the whole Twitch split thing. So thank you. All right, so the cast an Omnath. I drew an Elesh Norn, so I think I'm just bouncing Omnath playing Elesh Norn this turn. Okay, down to 11. Found a Titania, which does let me cast... I can cast Titania, get a fetch land, and then keep Reprieve up because of the landfall in Nissa. Going to discard. Discard, I think. Wrenn and Six. Temple Garden. Life total's kind of low. Should be fine. Who's 3? Didn't draw an Omnath this game. Do have more rings though. I have Solitude for life gain. I guess we dig for an Omnath here. Oh, I don't have any more fetchables though. I should have Triome. No, yeah, I have Triome. Sorry, I didn't have any untapped fetchables. I was just thinking I didn't have the fetchables because I saw I only had Temple Garden last time. Found Omnath. Let's cast. Yeah, I can cast Omnath. Well, yeah, I still have Solitude up, so I'm not dying to like Helix or anything. Nope. Okay, things looking pretty good. Just discard 4 cards, which is usually a good sign. I'll just discard 3 lands. I have a Wrenn and Six in my hand, and then Teferi. I still have Solitude up to gain. Oh, I don't have Domain. Oh, I fetched the wrong Triome. Yeah, pro everything Teferi, I guess, means there's not a lot of problems. Super Dobbs. Man, I'm not like beating the Niv Visit build feels great, but we just had Ring in our deck. It didn't feel close. Okay, 4 and 1. Kind of looks like a soupy mess to some extent. Haven't seen this Horizon Canopy. Okay, so we're up against Living End. They can see my hand, which I guess y'all saw for a second. I gotta get to the challenge. Sorry, I'm gonna focus on the challenge. Maybe get a mod to refund the deck tech since that was so short. Okay. Obviously, them griefing my Spell Pierce is kind of tough, but I have a lot more Spell Pierces and Reprieves I can draw into. Also, if I was on the play, then Teferi would be a lot nicer too. They're thinking about cycling and getting a grief. Dang, I forgot to play my Wrenn and Six. I cast Prismatic Ending on the Living End. Agent, and you honestly might be okay too. I think I have enough resources. I'm not going to. It's kind of bad against Turtle, bounce to Teferi. So I'm actually just gonna slam Omnath. There's a Curator. Not too tricky to deal with here. Probably just gonna bounce it at first. Oh yeah, Turtle only bounces creatures. That's true. I knew I didn't have Domain. So I should have got Indatha Triome off my fetch there. That being said, this should be lethal. With Elesh Norn doubling up the Omnath triggers, we get to deal them 4, down to 8, binding both of their blockers. Don't bring in Grafdigger's Cage. This is for Yawgmoth, not Living End. We do have cards to bring in. I think we're definitely cutting the Elesh Norn, Titania bindings. I think 4th Solitude. It's either 4th Solitude or 2nd Nissa. Thank you. Alright, so we'll have to win fast so I can eat my canes in my disgusting shame. I think I'm going to play 4th Solitude on the draw over 2nd Nissa. Easy keep, just kidding. Got a pretty bad 5. I think we're going to 4. Or sorry, bad 6 gonna go to 5. My 5 is much better. I'm really hungry, so I'm like thinking I still eat the toast. Subtlety, my halfling. I guess you're really scared of the Teferi, but wouldn't you just want to subtlety Teferi? I'm gonna keep it on top. VIP or map for now? Which will it be? VIP? Hell yeah. How did so many people get to 1 million this week? This is like our 6th one this week. Like laundering going on. Yeah, if I'm by myself, I get 2 toasts, no coleslaw. But if Esther's home, I get her a coleslaw over a toast. Oh, sorry. I'm actually eating breeding pool. Can't tell me it's wrong. You don't know my hand. There's a day you were playing for 5 of the doubters, 1 huge. Okay, that's probably what happened. But nice to draw another land at some point. I'm actually doing okay for now. Should maybe still be attacking, but I think with my hand I shouldn't be. Let's take it a land. Since we're just playing draw go. Now if they don't play a land, I can flash an Endurance. I guess I could upkeep to Endurance here. It's bad against, I guess, Dispute plus Violent Outburst. They just don't have Violent Outburst. It's crazy. Probably should have held this to Hardcast, right? Did they have another one? They have Violent Outburst. I don't know how they get you. Just Mystical Dispute gets me on the Force. I drew Force for turn. It was the one card they didn't know about. You want to play the Island Cycler? You want to hit your 3rd and 4th? Yeah, I thought about playing Island Cycler too. I just don't know what you would cut. It's like if you want to main deck the Force of Negations over the Reprieves, then you can do it. I'll play Guam. Okay. Well, we have a good hand. Feeling pretty good. You know why? Because I have the ring in my hand right now. Wow, it's just that easy, huh? They got a Cauldron. I do not care. Good luck. Hammer's got to be a pretty good. Is a good matchup, I think. Without the pendings, it's a little bit worse. But we get we have Force of Vigor. It's more Boseiju's post board. Ring is good against them. They go for Paladin. Interesting. People also they just always attack into the ring. It's so funny. All right, down to 18. Up 2 cards. Some options, as you might expect, huh? Playing the Boseiju feels bad, but I need to hit my land drop. And I think against the Paladin, specifically the Norn here is the best. Stops the living weapon from the Cauldron. Okay, they don't currently have Metalcraft, so I can let this go. They're not drawing a card. Some chumping with the Elesh Norn. Don't think I'm exiling my own halfling for 1 power from life though. Don't think there wasn't really a win enough for us to Solitude. They're always gonna have to surge up. So I'm taking 10 down to 6. Still kind of in it. I don't know what this pause is. Like, you're never attacking with the Sentinel, right? Maybe think about moving it over to the Sentinel. It's fine to pause, fine to think about it. Could be good to sacrifice the halfling for 2 life. I think I'm gonna... So I'm gonna go to this... Take 10, down to 9, down to 7. Yeah, that's fine. It moves over, so I get a card. Down to 4. It should be fine now. Definitely fine now. How fine you are directly is correlated to the number of rings you draw in a game, I find. Let's see, I have 6 mana. I'm definitely playing a ring. What else would I like to do? I think we get the Paladin out of here mostly because them chaining a bunch of draws together seems like a way we could lose. This is the second time my opponent's like, okay, maybe the ginger brew was a misclick, I don't know. Okay, so let's make white mana. See what we find off Nissa. Might make a red also. I drew a Titania off Nissa. So trigger Omnath, trigger Nissa again. Another ring. Yeah, 1 card in their hand. I have protection from everything. I have 10, 19, 1 short of lethal. Fuck. Just definitely in the don't fuck it up phase. They have no cards in their hands, so it should be pretty hard to not fuck it up. Yeah, if I just binding the hammer, they can't draw anything. Maybe famous last words, they can't draw anything, but I really don't think they could draw anything, y'all. I'll just leave back the halflings as extra blockers. Like, they can equip the call draft with the land draw, that doesn't matter. Like, I'm not taking enough damage to die. GG. Yeah, Sunfall. I had Spell Pierce. Okay, 2 more. Or one of the next 2. So we're cutting the Reprieves. Cut it to Teferi. Cut the Norn. Norn's okay, but it's pretty slow. Maybe we leave a Norn in. Maybe we leave Norn in. Been doing on green cards, pretty good. How bad could one spell pierce be? They got non-creature spells. This is the last round of Swiss. If we win one of the next 2 games, we'll be in top 8. Opponent's choosing their mulligan decision. I'm gonna mulligan my hand. Keep my 6. It's kind of sketchy, to be honest, but I have to keep. But also most of 6. Untapped Fountain into tank. I take up Pierce, who has this mediocre against them. Hard to like find a spot where it's fast enough. And I slightly to the left. Is it by cutting out the chat box or something? Turn 2 Nissa seems pretty good here. No third lands. So many options here. I don't need to be that worried about Paladin Hammer next turn. Maybe a little worried about it. I mostly just don't want to give them a card. If they get Springleaf Drum and they have Paladin Hammer in their hand, it's like a little awkward. But I can take 11. Drew a land for turn. Second Hammer would be really bad. Can also jump block. I'm gonna take 11. Yeah, I had the Belcher hand hider today, and the amount of people like, wait, what? How do you? Yeah, what is your hand is? It was insane. It was ridiculous. And a lot of it was trolling, of course, but it was just too much. So we're probably not paying 11. We can pay 1. Opponent did nothing that was sus. I just have the hand hider up. So we found a Solitude, but why would we do anything besides play a ring? We'll do some other things too, but I'm mostly playing a ring. Draw a card. It'd be kind of scary if they can chain a bunch of hammers together. They didn't have a second hammer last turn, so I think I'm getting the Giver. Not gonna Solitude the Paladin yet. Yeah, you ever just resolve the ring? Think of 13 months? Yeah, this is a win and then. Only loss was to the mirror. Oh, the deck green-white control? We do now. We do now. Resolves. They let them draw 2 cards. It's only fair, I guess, to let them draw 2 cards here. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I forgot I'm dealing damage here. It should be fine. I think it's better to save that for their turn. Also have another ring. I think it was fine. I could have also played another Solitude in response to the Surge, but then I wasn't going to be able to play another ring. And then I think that I have a better chance. Like, I think I'm going to be hard to lose either way, but I think as long as, like, resolving another ring this turn feels just very safe. And got even better. I guess that happens when you draw cards, huh? Alright, let's bait another Surge with the Solitude. It seems they don't have one. Opponent's like, I'm still standing after all these cards. Feeling like a true survivor. It's okay, opponent. Just go quietly into the night, like Arbor Elf. I drew another Force of Vigor. Didn't even need the ring for that one. Just like now I have drawn another Force of Vigor. Don't worry, opponent. It's safe for you to concede now. Don't worry. This is like a little spewy, but I'm just telling them it's okay. You can concede. No one will judge you. It's okay. It's okay. Put your hammer down. Put your hammer down. It's okay. There's no point in fighting anymore. Oh, they're done. I didn't even realize we had lethal. They're a little short. Okay, top 8! Let's go! Woohoo! Playing the hero deck. Everybody's favorite pile of cards. No, there's still no seed. We won the die roll. Hand hider up. Shout out to Athena. It's pretty good. Although if they're on living end, maybe my hand's not great. Maybe it is. Yeah, I don't know if any mod wants to do a top 8 prediction. Yeah, I just concede to the creature getting tapped. Yeah, that's what it was about. Oh no, only living end players think this long on their first turn. No. I think the matchup's good. I am actually level 1. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome. It's first round of top 8 at the challenge. You can see a little bit of the cards? Okay. Yeah, only living end players have ever tanked this long. And MTG Bot said that they were playing Living End recently. Yeah, oh, yeah, let's go! Yeah, seeding not a thing for Moto top 8s. We've entered the bye bracket. But pretty good matchup. When you win the die roll, you have a halfling and a Wrenn and Six. Yeah, I think the one against Doom was the only one I've won. I've top 8'd a bunch of them. I started off 7-0 in the Swiss with Scales recently, then lost in the first round of top 8 to Creativity, I think. I sure hope they don't have Spell Pierce here. Lucky to dodge it. They could have been Shadow, but now they're definitely Murktide. We meet Murktide in the Swiss. I'm definitely going to be thinking about Blood Moon with my fetching too. Yeah, it's a really funny picture of Athena. This is when she was like kind of a puppy and really crazy all the time. Graveyard's a Force of Negation. Is the best blue-red eggshell, this deck. Okay, so now they're Murktiding, counterspell up. So let's get a basic Plains and cast a Leyline Binding. And when they counter it, just reprieve the Binding back to our hand for a nice little 2-for-1. Yeah, it's been a little while. They also really need to heat this Wrenn and Six's charm. Yeah, they need to heat Bless Bolt or heat Elesh Norn. But it also like doesn't like have any like effect on their stuff. But this, yeah, double up your stuff. Yeah, it's already top 8. Spell Pierce exiled. Yeah, and a bobble. Get the Wrenn and Six up to 7 loyalty, which is obviously really nice. Oh, maybe not. I'm not really sure how they exiled the Spell Pierce and like still had this stuff to play. I'm not sure. Exile's an Unholy Heat, so imagine they're doubling up on burn spells somewhere. Breach is a better deck than Murktide. Yeah, it's just like you can never beat 4 color. It's so much easier to beat 4 color with Breach than Murktide. Okay, so instead of letting them heat the Norn, we'll just Solitude the Ragavan. What was the match loss? To the Mirror. To the Mirror. Not about fair breach either, but fair is like if we're talking about like this deck, like breach over Murktide makes sense right now. And then they heat the wrong thing. I mean, I don't know. It's okay. They're dead no matter what. But I get to -7 and win. Yeah, Emery Looping Ring is it is cool that like the ring stuff does kind of make like there's more of a difference between the builds. I don't need to do anything about this first one. I should just be able to double reprieve this, and then they're out of red mana. Just go to game 2. Let's just go to game 2. Come on. Fine. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. I'll just go to game 2. It'll be like none of this ever happened. It'll be like none of this ever happened. Yeah, as a longtime Fiery Island hater, I'm always vindicated. Okay. So bring in the Endurances, cut the Norn, Titania. If we want another Boseiju or not. Blood Moon has just been not that hard to play around so far. Yeah, Reprieve is bad against them for sure. It's like good against exactly Murktide, and it's like okay against some 2-mana spells, but you mostly don't want it. What was the rest of the ham? I had just like 2 more lands and a Spell Pierce, but those lands were more Reprieves. Cages for Yawgmoth. I'm doing something that almost no modern players ever do, respecting the Yawgmoth deck. I think like with the no Prismatic Ending build, respecting Yawgmoth was something I wanted to do. I was also thinking Yawgmoth would be like pretty popular this challenge for some reason, which is maybe not the case. Reprieve versus Remain in general. So in this deck, you're like main decking Solitudes. Obviously, sideboard Force is interesting, but like a white card is better than blue. It's also better on the mana base. And Reprieve also gets around, can't be countered. Very important with the halfling around now. I7 is close. I'm gonna mulligan. There's also gets around Veil, Summer, and Dispute, which are both relevant. How do you answer Elesh Norn? Reprieve and Teferi. And just play your own Elesh Norn too. Puts a Canal into their graveyard. 5 cards in my hand. Turn. Keeps a card on top, but they can't get it this turn. I'm a bit scared of Blood Moon, but that's all I lose to. That's okay. They don't have a 3rd land right now. It's okay if they pitch card this too. There's a good chance that they kept a land on top, so they may just go like Land Moon. They're playing a Murktide, so I'm pretty good against Murktide here. Now that they hear that. Just kidding. I decided to play Channel. This is probably Channel is probably better no matter what. Yeah, this is top 8. If 4-color is one of the better decks going forward, I'm guessing Scam sucks. I think Scam sucks against this deck. I don't know about the mono red decks if they're good against this or not, but like we demolished Scam twice. I would not register Scam trying to beat this deck. Reveal Day Omnath, or sorry, Solitude to the Nissa. Yeah, Scam was like behind Omnath before the ring, and the ring is insanely good against Scam. They have Otawara? Yeah, they have Otawara for sure. Stinks for them that it's so telegraphed. I'll probably should get back Heath. Let's get the planes. Should be fine though. Reveal an Omnath. Let's go ahead and play an Omnath. So what are they Otawara? Teferi? I have no idea what they're Otawaring, and there's just like nothing's good. Their hand is Otawara Murktide. Okay, whatever. Surely they would want to use it, but I agree there's not like maybe the Endure. I don't know, maybe not. Is Force of Negation Murktide? Well, I would think that they would shock that 4th mana into play and pass against Teferi. That has to be. They definitely have Murktide. I thought that they were holding up Otawara. Yeah, it's okay. The game's over. It's fine. Resolves. They think of Subtlety, forgot about Teferi. Yeah, that's a possibility. Forgot about Teferi. Now they have Delirium in their attack. I guess they can go Murktide before to turn off Delirium. What was I lost to? The Mirror. Coup de Grace months. Will the One Ring die for pitch elemental sins? I mean, the One Ring is pretty fucking good, but I wonder how Doomwake would feel about that question. I guess we could just like I'll just play in the hand hider. Yeah, I think we're good. Your turn. That was my turn, opponent. Now. I guess maybe it was better to play Teferi than hold up Solitude. No, it's whatever. Just press buttons at random, yeah. Teferi bounce for lethal. Did I miss lethal? I don't care. It's just whatever. I'm trying to deal psychic damage for next time. Okay, are we first one's done? We are the first, or no, not the first one's done. Only one. We won the die roll. We're up against Mash, who is presumably on scales, and I've got a great hand. Thanks, Corey. Oh, I need to probably blast the music. When it's on a model 6. My go-to song, like that I always play. Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood by Santa Esmeralda. It's my go-to focus during a tournament song. I've also betrayed the scales players. Could be okay to plus there, but I'm a little worried about patchwork. There we go. Pretty good. The best possible top deck. We'll take it. I'm sorry, Scales Discord. You were too intimidating. I had to play a different deck. Yeah, close game. Get an Inkmoth Nexus. Let's go no hand hider. Okay, down to 14. Draw 2 cards. Pick up a fetch land. Play an Omnath. Tap incorrectly for Omnath, untap. Probably decide that you probably want to play Halfling and mana instead. Can't tap for red though, have to do white. Draw a card. Heath, make a white mana with off Nissa, gain 4 life. Make a white mana. Bounce the Ozlith. Well, drew another Teferi. Okay, they conceded. A lot of ways to mess that one up, though. Okay. Norn out. Titania out. Reprieve's out for these 6. Spell Pusher's okay. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, good hand. Good enough, at least. Yeah, turn 2 Patchwork is like their best start, especially with the jar. And in this matchup specifically, it's really important. Zabaz, we're dead. Anything but Zabaz, please. Seven Patchy, that's fine. We're gonna take 7. Like, I was gonna do something else, but I just drew the ring, so it's like, it was good. I just get to take a turn off the ring. It's so nuts. Hit a Solitude off the Nissa. I guess I'm not, like, completely F6. You get to combine Wrenn, that's fine, though. Down to 6. Got a lot of decisions to make this turn, I guess. It seems like I should be going Pitch Solitude. Exile Patchwork. Pay for Ward. Teferi the Fun Raveler. Bounce Ozlith. Play Halfling, number 2. Three cards in hand to regen a construct. We do lose. We do lose 2 life. It's fine. I'm gonna draw 3. Oh no, 2 life has been lost. It's actually like a little bit of a concern here, to be honest, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I do have to Solitude my own Nissa, unfortunately. It's okay. Sometimes in life, you gotta Solitude your own Nissa. Just Spell Pierce this, so they're not doing anything else with their mana. Definitely binding a construct. I think I just block Zabaz so I can keep my Solitude around. I go up to 9 and I take 4. Down to 5. Then I take 3 for my ring. But having a lifelinker in play is just so valuable. Okay, down to 2. Draw 4. Draw an Omnath, GG. I have a Force of Vigor and a Solitude in my hand. Although I also have an Omnath, so I can only pitch one of these this turn. So it's like I might lose. I don't know. Anybody's game. Yeah, Needle is fixed now. Okay, into the finals. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. I'll keep.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
It is the mirror. I draw my own halfling. I guess if they have turn 2 Teferi, I don't want them. I want to binding it on turn 2. I don't want to let them play it on turn 3. Hey, sweetie. I'm in the finals right now.
Did your hand hider turn off?
I turned it off on purpose.
Oh, on purpose? Okay.
Yeah. Did you come up to tell me? No, your hand hider's off. No, it's got the chat is vouching for my opponent. They say he's a cool guy, and I'm like, well, I can't argue with that. And I think so. I don't know Harry at all. I can just feel good vibes coming through the computer right now.
Hey, is it the Harry in London or it's a different Harry?
No, that's a different Harry.
Oh, okay. All right, cool vibes, Harry.
Yeah. Isn't it nice to have an opponent who's mana screwed in the finals of the tournament? You can have your halfling for a turn. Fine. Take your halfling. Better not do anything good with it. Don't you play your ring. Game over. We've lost. It's over. So, okay, let's see what we draw. Oh. I really want to hardcast Solitude on the halfling. I think it's better to... I think I have to let them have a halfling for a turn, binding their ring, play my own halfling. And I think it's really important to get the Teferi minus off next turn. And I don't think I'm supposed to be pitching Solitudes either. I also really like that if they play a second ring, I can pick up my binding, legend roll their rings, binding their ring. Don't play this card. It's really bad. It's okay. I think with the ring in the deck, it's really unnecessary. Like Ring, Nissa, Omnath are better card advantage cards, and it's really awkward that your halfling mana can't cast the iteration, but you can cast the spells off of iteration sometimes, which is a bit fine. They might ping my Teferi. It looks like they're thinking about it. Think this will go to time? I mean, I won't go to time. I'm just drawing a card. Pretty damn good card. Not that I can do anything else with it. Just nice to have some card advantage here. Okay, they don't ping the Teferi. Maybe they just needed the land, right? It'd be really good if we could Nissa into Titania, then trigger the Omnath, kill their Wrenn. Solitude. We have Halfling, 5 mystery cards. Not playing a Halfling this turn. They can't Prismatic Ending the Nissa with the basic planes. They have. Oh, they fucked up, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm misreading the situation. Yeah, I mean, they've been missing land drops, so like if they didn't have a land, they have to plus Wrenn, I think. Especially with Nissa in the hand. Yeah, I think they definitely have Prismatic Ending. Realized they fetched the wrong land. I don't think this is the same 4-color player we lost to. We looked at the username. Yeah, we apparently I believe that my opponent is a fellow content creator. Maybe they've been vouched for at least. I've been told by chat that they passed the vibe check. So as a special treat, we took the hand hider off. It also doesn't seem like they're ghosting with like their speed of play, you know. Okay, we're really looking for Titania. Don't have a great chance to find it, of course. But it would like almost end the game here, even. Solitude. I think it's incorrect to legend roll the Omnaths here. Love to draw a ring. They drew a ring. Why can't I draw a ring? This is Harry's Twitter. Shout out. I'll give them a follow. I'm only up a mint 20. Fable. Wow, I was not expecting a Fable. Top deck for me. Come on, Titania! Shut up. Think for the 2 months. Oops. Is it better to hold fetch land for a turn and trigger 3 instead of hope for Titania? I think the fact that Solitude is also a good hit here means I should do this. Also, Titania is a really, really good hit. Yeah, it's so unfair. I mean, so this is the same ring. They binding the binding. How many fetchables are left? We have at least Hallowed Fountain. Bullshit! Damn it! Well, no way to play around it. Oh fuck, why did I bounce their binding? Brain fart, to be honest. I think I should have bounced. I don't know. I can't bounce the ring. Yeah, it's kind of the same. I don't know. Could have blessed the Teferi. This is extra draw. It's the same amount of draws because like they draw 2 next turn. Oh, also if they're not gonna binding my binding, maybe that's okay too. Like binding targets Titania. I wonder if I ever cycle an Omnath here. I feel like it's... Oh, I had 2 more fetchables. Wow, we're doing great. If I hit an Omnath off this Nissa, I'm definitely cycling Omnaths. Backup Nissa is also like... kind of incentivizes me to... deal them 4, but not actually deal them any. Yeah, it's just like such a big deal if I hit like a Reprieve specifically. Reprieve or Ring. Or Teferi is good too. Ding ding ding. Ring 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 ring. Only 1 more fetchable. So let's bounce their Binding on Titania. Solitude in response. Pitching Prismatic Ending. Exile my Omnom. They have protection from everything, right? I really can't remember. They should. I literally can't remember. I'm just gonna attack. Yeah, but I also have protection from everything, okay? So no real reason to fetch since I can't attack them for damage, and I want to keep my fetchable in the deck for now. I lose a life. Ah, the ring's downside. Great, good draw, good draw. I'm gonna play a fetch. I want to trigger Titania, and then I want to fetch before I tap the ring, so I don't draw my last fetchable, which should be Fountain. Yeah, it's true. Can attack the Planeswalker, but that's not really a problem, right? Oh, and I have no more elementals for Nissa anyways. I do have Boseiju. I don't know if it's good to hold the Boseiju or just kill this now. I'm trying to play quickly because it is like really important to be ahead on the clock. They only have one more ring in their deck. Oh, imagine spell piercing this game. Yeah, I guess I kind of thought they'd play around it, but always tough. I should win game one. At least it doesn't give you pro everything all the time. You have to cast it. It's balanced. Yeah, confirm not ghosting. So I think I want the second Boseiju. I know this didn't really work out last time, but I'm gonna do it again. I think on the draw, it's just like Spell Pierce is so key. I think on the play, I'm gonna go back down to 3. We'll see. We'll see. Play all the forces. It might be correct to play all the forces. I don't really know. I could cut the forces, the halflings for forces. Let's try it on the draw. I kind of like it. It's like you just lose to them slamming Ring and slamming Teferi on the play. Oh, but it's the halfling. The problem is halfling. The problem is halfling. If they just have halfling, then you're fucked. Yeah, let's keep our own halflings then. In fact, I don't know. Yeah, let's just play 4 halflings. Let's not even play that. I like going down to Solitude. Yeah, but I think that this is how we lost the mirror last time. Was that like they just went halfling into Teferi and I had a spell pierce and lost. But I still think he wants some spell pierces. Thoughts on Fable in this deck? Turn 2 because of halfling. I mean, I wouldn't play Fable over. What do you play? What do you play Fable over? It's like these decks, I don't know. Like this is a better 3-drop. I think it's a good card, but I don't think it's better. Like I wouldn't play it over as a card advantage card over Ring, Titania, Norn, Omnath, Teferi, Nissa. And Needle works properly. Yeah, you want to needle the one ring? Slide out the rings, bring in the needle maybe. For Force, for Binding Fable. I'd rather just have like the extra Boseiju. Boseiju on Fable is almost never good. Yeah, we have to mulligan. Can't put back Elesh Norn, it's best card in the matchup. And GG. We won game 1. Probably need to go down and ping the Teferi. Get a Sacred Foundry. It's pretty bad if they have their own Wrenn and Six, but it's like, I'm on the mold of 5 on the draw. Fury's crazy. We don't have enough red cards. And Fury's like not as good as right now. It's okay. Again, it's like any card you want to play in the deck. Fury, Fable, they're all good. They're all good cards. Prismatic and they're all good. You just have to pick like the optimal ones. Whatever ones you think are optimal at the time. Oh, we win. Tough decision. Well, the problem is if they just have... I lose if they have Wrenn and Six. That's the decision. Discards Boseiju, discards Plains. It's always nice to have a Teferi, a binding on a token in this matchup because you can pick it up with Teferi later. Why binding the token? I'm using all my mana every turn, so I just want to binding the token. And I think we're just slamming Elesh Norn too. Next turn we can ring through Spell Pierce. I don't even know if they play Spell Pierce, but... Oh, Opponent missed their land drop after discarding 2 lands? That's funny. Oh, I guess can't be countered on the ring. Right, though. Do you think I still want to play Norn first? Because Norn also stops binding on ring. Winning on a mold of 5 would be sick. Obviously we have a Wrenn and Six, so it's not really a mold of 5. That's true. 2 pro everything triggers. Discards a Halfling and a Knight of Autumn. So there's got to be some Eldarmer's calls over there. Hoping for no Teferi number 2. It's bad. After playing the challenge, are there any main board cards that make you about? I'm actually still playing the challenge right now. Let me try to play the finals. We'll talk about it. I'm actually still playing it. Yeah, I'll still just go Norn first. Three cards in my opponent's hand. So we need to draw some like Omnaths and stuff next turn. So they get to make a lot of mana. I guess not that much mana. I don't know. We'll see. They do their thing. Who cares? Like, yeah. I mean, currently pro everything, and then I have a lot of outs to it, and 3 draws next turn. The reflection is lethal next turn. I have tons of outs. I have another ring. I have Teferi to bounce ring, replay ring. I have Leyline Binding. I have tons of outs, and I have 3 looks. Are we dead? No, I have double protection from everything, even. I also have to play D&D in 20 minutes. Okay, I'm down at 9. Bad draw. I'm gonna save the fetch land, I think, for Omnath. Can't they make copies? Yeah, but they cost mana every single turn. I'm not like really dying to them. I don't think I'm dying to them. We'll see. Yeah, so they can make 4 more copies end of turn. I get to block 2 of them. To 11 life. Yeah, maybe I'll lose to it. Or Reprieve feels like Remand. Remand is good, and Reprieve is better than Remand. Why no attack? They can block, right? I thought they had enough for a block. Any blockers in the chat? Ah, fuck. Dead? Yeah, dead. GG, well played. Wait, why didn't we cast the Reprieve? 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 Okay, game 2 in the play. Let's go. I definitely want to be on 4 halflings on the play, I think. Force of Vigor over Spell Pierce? No, Pierce counters their Teferi, Wrenn and Six, Ring. Don't play Needle when you're needling all the same cards you have. You're not going to Needle Fable. It's okay. Yeah, we're pretty ahead on clock. They have enough time. I still won't... If I'm 100% to lose, I'll still concede, even though it's a challenge. Yeah, I didn't cast Reprieve because it's a Fairy Time Raveler. I don't know if that was obvious, but I could not cast the Reprieve. I don't know. Yeah, maybe chat's just chatting, huh? Concession to Force on the play? I don't think we want to play it on the play. Maybe with a bit more experience in the mirror, but I like this configuration for now. We're kind of pre-boarded. Hand needs a little help, but... We're probably somewhat safe to just slam Nissa turn 2, since they can't Prismatic Ending it unless they have their own Halfling. If they pitch Elemental, that's okay. We'll see what we draw, though. Liver Mortis, 2 months, thank you. Axler with Twitch Prime. Guess they get Binding it, but I could Binding their Binding. Oh, right, Halfling can't cast Ending. I always forget that. Another reason to not like Ending so much. Better against Wrenn and Six. Yeah, pitching it to Teferi. They got 5 cards in their hands, and so will I after I draw. Say fetch land for Omnath, Nissa. Teferi would be really nice. It could pick up the Binding, Legend Roll, replay Binding after cracking the fetch. Ring, Omnath, Teferi. Oh, Basic Island, let's go! Basic Island, let's fucking go! Maybe even, like, not right to Binding the Wrenn. It's whatever. They were still just trying to draw a 4-drop next turn. Quite the way to lose in the finals, huh? Okay, this is mirror match. Mirror match shenanigans. I think we're supposed to keep for sure. I think maybe we're supposed to Binding the Wrenn. This stream's fine. Gonna stop playing the hype music though. Okay, let me check on where everybody is for D&D. Yeah, a good run for sure. Losing to the mirror twice feels bad. I would definitely have more respect for the mirror going forward. Maybe even as far as like 2 Norns in the 75 and an Emrakul. Emrakul is a bit awkward against Ring though. I'll sort of like painfully go through the motions as we die, for sure. The game 2 was pretty exciting. Game 1 and 2 were pretty exciting. Fables over Nissa. I wouldn't. I don't know. I also will say, like, every deck I ever play that doesn't have Fable, the chatter's like, Spike, I did it. I solved the deck. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I did it. This is how we fix the list. I see how you're not playing Fable. We can act. I don't know. I'm not going to. And I think this is better. This has been really, really good. Oh, wait. Okay. We're playing. We're playing it out. We're playing it out. Everybody in chat's like, good work, Spike. Good run. Good job. It's not over. Where we went from 0% or like 0.1% to like 2%. Yeah, they'll probably be able to draw like a Teferi return with the Ring. We'll play it out. Let's see, what do they get? They got a Fury. Maybe they deck. Maybe, huh? No, don't play Supreme Verdict in your Delighted Halfling deck. Yeah, Elesh Norn stops the sacrificing from Evoke. Okay, GG. Well, second place not too bad. 75 treasure chests. You know, I just feel so distraught after flooding and losing that I might just open all of them.
Your friend's aspiring spike.
Got a Fable, Ancient Tomb, Aragorn. None of those Aragorns probably not worth anything. Jared Mesa. I'd like to pack these back up. I like to pack them back in. There wasn't a ring in here. Maybe there'll be a ring in here. Damn it, never lucky. Okay, good run though. Good run for sure. Lots of fun. Like the deck. Deck's pretty busted.